Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are doing a 24-hour readathon again. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this? Honestly, every time I've finished a 24-hour readathon, I've sworn maybe I shouldn't do that again. Maybe this is not the greatest idea, maybe it's not the healthiest idea, but here we are, just doing it again, and I'm actually kind of excited. I think every time I finish one, I forget how much work and how difficult it truly is to read for 24 hours straight. By the end of it, I am usually delusional, delirious, all of the above. So we will see. We will see what happens. Alrighty, so for today's 24-hour readathon, yet again, we are going to be reading viral books, specifically viral books off of my winter TBR. I already have an idea pretty much of what books I want to get through in this video. Let me bring them out. The first book that I think we are going to read for this 24-hour readathon is going to be Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I have heard so many amazing things about this book, so many amazing things about Frederick Bachman, his writing, all of the things. And I have owned Beartown for, I would say, a couple months, I think. But I was waiting for the colder time to actually get in and read it. So I think this might be the first book that we start. I am a little bit triggered that it's not on Kindle Unlimited, so I do have to physically read this book and hold it the entire time. But I think the quotes are going to be really good, so that means I get to annotate it. You win some, you lose some, but I'm really excited about this book. Maybe trying something different. I haven't read anything quite like this before, so hopefully reading this will kind of maybe spark a newfound love for fiction and also just Frederick Bachman. I need to get out of my reading slump. It's quite literally almost been an entire year that I've been in this reading slump, so we need to do something about it. So sorry if you've heard me talk about my reading slump all the time or every fucking video. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna hear about it until I'm out of my reading slump. So then I've been reading the DC Star series by Chelsea Curto, and I've read the first two, which were Face Off and Power Play, and really enjoyed them. And so I've been kind of in the mood for hockey romances, and so I think I might pick up the next book in the series, which I believe is called Slapshot. I'm so excited about this one because it has a golden retriever male main character. It is single mom, and I think it's roommate. Don't play with me. Single mom and single dad tropes kind of always win me over. The only 5-star read that I've read this year was Unravel Me by Becca Mack, and it was also a single mom trope, and it was a hockey romance, and I absolutely was obsessed with that book. So hopefully it'll give me similar vibes. So that's the plan. If I get past that, honestly, I usually only read 2 books in a 24-hour readathon, but if I get past that, we will conquer that together and figure out what we're gonna do. But with all that being said, I think it's time to start reading. Also, I really hope that this mini mic is working because there's a lot of noises going on outside right now. Every time I try to film, the lawn people are outside mowing the lawns, and my dogs hate the people that mow the lawn, and so they sit and they bark. So I am hoping so badly that this mini mic is working. Anyway, so I need, oh my god, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. This one didn't start. Okay. Ah! Okay, this is where I start panicking because I'm like, oh no, it's finally happening. It's actually happening now, guys. I think we're gonna pick up Beartown and we're gonna start this one up. Oh my gosh. That, ow, that hurt. Ugh. Alrighty friends, we are like a little over 3 hours in. We have 21 hours left and 43 minutes. And I am I'm 70 pages into Beartown. And so far, so good. Pretty much this book is following a bunch of people in Beartown. They're a very big hockey town. Hockey means everything in this town, and winning means everything in this town. So pretty much the book starts off with telling you about an incident that happens in this town, and the rest of the book is the lead up to said incident. And you are following a bunch of different people in this town. You are following hockey players, you are following the coaches and the people in their lives. You are seeing all the pressure and all of reasons why hockey is so important in this town. Pretty much this town banks on hockey. Hockey is everything in this town. They feel as though that if they do well in hockey, it will put their town on the map, and it will help the economy of their town that is currently struggling. And then you're also seeing the politics within the managing of the teams and the coaching and how everybody got to where they are. All of these people are from Beartown, have lived in Beartown, and all have stories and family and history within the town that you are starting to learn. And I'm very curious to see how we get to this incident and how that kind of affects the rest of the story. I do know that this is a trilogy, so if I like this, we're gonna keep going. But so far so good. I'm having a good time doing this. I always realize how slow of a reader I am. So far so good. 70 pages in. I don't even know what percentage that is. Maybe 15, maybe 20, I don't know. I think I am gonna go to Wawa, as we do in every 24-hour readathon, and get a coffee, maybe some food, some snacks, who knows. But let's go do that, and then we'll come back and we'll read. I don't think I'm gonna stop the timer. I think we're genuinely just gonna get how much I read in 24 hours, but let's go do that, because I'm hungry. Guys, I literally put on jeans so that I could go to Wawa. They're coming off immediately. Give me my pajama pants back. Okay, little mini baby Wawa haul. I got a nice coffee because duh, I needed that. I need that to survive this. I'm pretty sure I've seen these before, but I've never had them. They're hot jalapeno chips, and the regular jalapeno one of these are like my favorite chips, so I'm intrigued to try the honey. And then I got mac and cheese, and then Wawa has tacos now, guys, and if you don't know, tacos quite literally are my favorite food, so I'm so excited to try these. Also, I ordered 2, not realizing how freaking big they are, but I'm excited about it. I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm gonna go back to reading. Okay, cool.
Alrighty friends, it says we have 15 hours and 24 minutes left on the clock. I am 52% of the way through Beartown, and oh how humbling it is to do a 24-hour readathon. In my head, I would have been done with this book. It's not the case. But let's talk about it, because honestly, I'm having a really great time with this book. Like I thought, the quotes in this book are so hard-hitting. I didn't know what to expect going into this book, but oh my god, I'm so into it. I'm really enjoying the writing style of this book, but I will say I do sometimes get confused when we're jumping from who we're talking about. Like I have to go back and see what character we're specifically speaking about if I'm not paying like super close attention. But besides that, I'm really liking this. I'm really enjoying getting to know these characters. A lot of them have very interesting backstories, and going along with the story that we're following, I have already cried. Since we're following a group of like teenagers, it also feels coming of age-esque, because they are learning a lot of life lessons in this book, and it's also kind of reflecting on it, because you get a lot of the author mentioning like, oh, in 10 years they will look back on this moment and remember it, and things of that nature, which I find really cool. I'm also still trying to piece together what the incident is. We did get one scene in here, or one of the plot points within this story absolutely broke my heart. Yeah, that hurt, and we're still dealing with that and the consequences of that, and I'm just really wondering how this whole thing is going to tie together, how all these characters tie together into the ending of this book. Like, I'm just very curious how this whole thing is going to wrap up. With that being said, I do know that there's other books, so I don't know. I'm kind of just going with the flow, but I'm having a great time. And even when it kind of gets a little bit slow, or I'm just like, okay, is this really gonna matter at some point? I need to know how this book ends. I'm so intrigued by the story. That's how we're going so far, but I'm having a good time. We might change location soon. I'm kind of tired of being up here. Oh, it's 6:27. Okay. This whole daylight savings thing really is not doing well, because the fact that it became dark at 4 o'clock, like, it feels like bedtime and I should be going to sleep, but even if it was bedtime, I wouldn't be going to sleep because I'm filming this video. Anyways, that's beside the point. I'm gonna keep reading away. Alrighty friends, I have officially finished Beartown by Frederick Bachman. We have 10 hours and 21 minutes still left on the clock. I think I'm going to do like a full review at the end of the video, because I don't know if I can put together coherent thoughts on how I'm feeling about this right now. It's about to be 11:30 and I'm starting to hit that point where I'm like, I'm really tired. I really enjoyed this book. Was it necessarily the greatest book to read during this challenge? Probably not, because some parts were a little bit slow and I could feel myself just being okay, like, let me just get to the end. I want to know what happened, which I feel like if I read it at a different time where I wasn't like kind of trying to get through something semi-quickly, I think it would have been better, and I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more if I wasn't like more or less feeling forced to read. But I did have a really good time with this book, and I really enjoyed the characters and the stories of their lives and everything that they were going through. I would check trigger warnings if you're going to read this. I didn't, because I honestly didn't really know what this book was about. I went into it very blind. Also, I didn't think about the fact that this whole book is basically about hockey, and that the book that I planned on reading after this is a hockey romance. I didn't think about that. Am I about to do double hockey? Oh god. Okay. This is not good. That is not good. You know what we're gonna do? Sorry if the angle changed. My SD card ran out of storage. But like I was saying, I think I'm gonna go shower. And we're gonna go downstairs to my bed, which is gonna be really dangerous. But what can I say? I want to be in my bed so bad. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll start the next book. I'm already so freaking tired. I can't even see straight.
Hi friends, I am back, and I will say, I am completely, officially on the struggle bus. My Kindle just restarted. What is happening? Okay, we have 8 hours and 8 minutes left on the clock, and I'm currently, I want to say, like 18% of the way through Slapshot. So far, so good. So pretty much this book is following Madeline, who is a single mom and a chef in Vegas. The restaurant she was working at was sold and is under new management, so they have a new kitchen staff, and so she needs a new job. And so she ends up reaching out to the female main character of the last book, and she hooks her up with a job being Hudson, which is one of the hockey players' personal chefs. So now her and her daughter, who is deaf, are moving to DC and are going to be living with Hudson because they're struggling to find an apartment. And I'm liking all of these tropes so far. I would like to see a little bit more banter. I mean, there have been a couple of moments where I'm like, okay, no, yeah, that's good. But we're still early in. So we will see how the relationship comes together. Did my Kindle break? Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this? Oh my god. I'm really contemplating if I should just go to sleep. It's not even that late. I don't think. It's almost 2 a.m. With the timing that my Kindle is saying, I will just finish the book in the 24 hours. So I want to try to keep up with that pace, but I know my eyes keep slowly closing. I don't think I'm gonna make it. think I'm gonna make it. Unfortunately. Oh my god, do you see I'm literally shaking like a leaf. I don't know what to do. Because if I pause the time now, then I have to do 8 hours tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll be back with an update or something. I don't know. I'm just really gonna get to that point where I can't even comprehend what is going on in the book. I'm literally crying because I can't stop yawning. I'll catch you guys later. Hi friends, good morning. I ended up falling asleep, or actually no, not falling asleep. I ended up allowing myself to go to sleep for a couple of hours. So I did in fact pause the time, and we are going to resume today. So I think we should be finished around 2 or 3. It is currently 10:26. So we have 5 hours and 17 minutes left on the clock. I wish I slept more. I can't wait to finish this so I can sleep. I am still kind of dozing off while reading this, but anyway, I'm 42% of the way through Slapshot, and I'm really enjoying this book. I love Hudson so far. He is quite literally a golden retriever man who owns golden retrievers, and he very much is giving. If he wanted to, he would, and he does. And he does, which I absolutely love. Absolutely love. Seeing him interact with with Madeline's daughter Lucy is so cute. Single parent will always be one of my favorites, just because seeing the other main character interact with the child and sort of bond with them and grow a connection will always get me. I will always think that it's the cutest thing in the world. And that's definitely starting to happen here. Also, of course, the found family that is building in this series I absolutely love. You get to see a lot of the other hockey players in this book, and I have loved them since the very first book, and I will continue to love them, and seeing them pop up and their little group chat and all of that stuff is super fun. So yeah, their relationship so far is very cute. They have a very easy communication and banter with each other that I'm really enjoying. I am intrigued to see what happens that kind of pushes them more towards a romantic relationship. That should be interesting. But overall, so far so good. I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll be back with more updates.
It's over. We've done it. I'm gonna go to bed now, and I'll catch you guys later, and we'll discuss the books. Alrighty, friends, so the 24-hour readathon is officially complete and done. I have slept. I am awake for the most part. So let's talk about the books that we read in this video. First up, we read Beartown by Frederick Bachman, and I truly had a great time with this book. I didn't think that it was going to hit me how it hit me. I've heard amazing things about this book, and they truly lived up, or it truly lived up to those thoughts and opinions. Reading this book felt very personal and intimate just because of how these characters' stories were written. I felt so much for these people, and there were little things in each character that you could kind of relate to, or at least I could kind of relate to, specifically when it comes to the friendships, especially between the coach's daughter and her best friend. Their bond is so deep, and also just with things that happen in this book, seeing that all unfold and seeing how important those connections and those relationships truly are. Oh my god, it hits so deep. With it being about the kids that are playing on this hockey team, it also feels very coming of age-esque because these people are learning such important, valuable lessons for their lives. And throughout the book, you can definitely see the author implementing those lessons and showing you where they're learning them, which I really appreciated. The quotes in this book were absolutely heart-wrenching and also just so real and raw. I absolutely adored them. Let's see if I can find one real quick. Especially because with all the things that these people are dealing with, these quotes are very relatable to everyone's real life. I feel like everybody goes through and has these emotions or feelings at one point or another in their lives. One of the big quotes in this book or themes is, never again do you find the friends like you have when you're 15 years old. And that hits so different, especially because the friends that I had when I was 15 years old are still my friends to this day. And even though life changes, things change, people change, these people are still so ingrained into myself and I them. It's such a beautiful thing. Let me see where these quotes are. Like this quote about friendship, oh my god, absolutely like broke my heart. Anna and Maya found each other as children when they saved each other's lives. One pulled the other out of the hole in the ice, and in return she pulled the other out of her loneliness. They were opposites in many ways, but they both liked dancing badly, singing loud, and going fast on snowmobiles. That goes a long way. Best friends, sisters before misters, and all the things they've promised each other. The most important, we never desert each other. Oh my god, just reading that, I'm gonna start crying again. This one was a big one. And this one specifically, I remember reading it and I actually like stopped and was like, holy crap. But it says, there are plenty of things that hurt people without people ever really knowing. Anxiety can act as an internal gravity, shrinking the soul. Don't play with me. Like, what were you trying to do here, Frederick? Because rip my heart out and stomp on it. Why don't you? What else do I have to say? With all of that being said, I ended up giving this book a 4-star, and I would absolutely go back to Beartown again. I'm very intrigued to see what the other 2 books in this little trilogy are like, and more to this story and these people, because I know that there's definitely so much more that they have to tell. And so I'm excited to eventually pick up the next book in the series. So the next book we read for this video was Slapshot by Chelsea Curto. And that book I didn't end up finishing. I think I am like 80% of the way through it. So close to the end, but not quite there. I'm still wondering if there is going to be a 3rd act breakup. I hope not. Hopefully it's just a predicament of some sort. But my feelings and thoughts are so far, it is so nice to be back in a cozy found family setting, especially when you already know and love the other characters. So I really appreciated that, and they really play a big role in this book, which I feel like they all play big roles in each book. I love that they are so involved with each other that you get to see the characters that you love so much all together frequently. Absolutely love that. Also, I am absolutely loving the relationship between Hudson and Madeline. They had a very quick friendship. Their friendship was very easy. Being able to work together was very easy. So I feel like it has led them to a quite easy relationship. How many times did I just say easy? I feel like it led them to a really easy relationship. And also, and I think that has a lot to do with Hudson and the type of person he is. I love a golden retriever man because they're always just the sweetest. They are always there, like, without a doubt. I said this before, but he is very, if he wanted to, he would, and he does, which I absolutely adore. My favorite part of the book is obviously the fact that Madeline has a daughter who is deaf, and you start to see this community of people, this found family, start to integrate Madeline and her daughter into the family, and also kind of work towards being very inclusive with the daughter, them all learning how to communicate with her, which is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Which leads me to my favorite part about single parent, is just the connection the other main character forms with the child. It's always so beautiful, and seeing that love from the child reciprocated, just, it gets me every single time. Those are my thoughts on Beartown and Slapshot. I had a great time filming this video. Anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you had a good time hanging out with me, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.